too.
I was just getting ready to pull some oracle cards for Callie and myself. Would you like one as well?
Sure, that would be amazing.
Okay, let me
Awesome.
shuffle the deck. I am using the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reed. She's one of my favorite artists. So
Oh, awesome.
I will just hold in my heart right now, and you can hold in your heart, what's most needed now in your life.
Yeah,
And I will shuffle the deck here. It's a gorgeous day.
I know it's so pretty. I haven't had I'm waiting for my coffee, so I haven't had my coffee yet. So that's great.
Okay, here is your card, and it is called Mending. And I would, as always, you've had me pull oracle cards for you before, so just kind of look at it and see how it's making you feel. And that's the most important thing. And then, if the number 52 or 7 is resonating with you,
It's
Sorry,
very
I'm
how
echoing.
it's
it's
making.
really pretty card.
It is a very pretty card. And at first I thought it was like kids, but it could be kids. I think
It looks like a little angel.
it looks like two little angels, and
Little
like
angels.
it doesn't look any better in person than it's looking on the camera screen. It's kind of ambiguous. So, anyways, yeah, just jot down any thoughts you have about that and what that could mean for your life, mending.
Thank you. I love it.
Okay, awesome. And I don't think I have any effects on my camera right now, so
Yeah,
no, I don't.
I literally woke up and went straight to the computer and I haven't done anything. So excuse me for my morning look.
Hey, we love it. We love morning looks.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, here's one for Callie, and it says to the sea. Fancy that.
Oh, fun.
Since we're talking about the Adriatic Sea today in
Oh
Croatia,
my
the
God, that's so perfect, huh?
turquoise blue waters, and this little person in a bathtub powered
Oh,
vehicle.
yay.
I love
That's
it.
pretty.
Feels about right.
And your number is 7. So that's interesting that there's two sevens that we just drew.
Oh,
That's a
about that.
the chariot in tarot.
Yep,
Uh-huh.
that's right. Moving forward.
Taking the reins and
Yeah.
moving forward.
Okay, and I just pulling
Being in
one
our
from
power.
Yes.
okay, and I got yin, and it looks like it's a receptacle, some kind of a container or
Mm.
bin or it's
Whoa.
very pink and feminine and
Yeah,
yin. That makes sense, right?
it does.
Yin, be surrender, receive,
Mm-hmm.
and I think oh yeah, there's a face. It's almost like and there's a face like right here. So she's gazing into there's actually water in here, so that seems like an oracle. And so that's what I'm doing
Oh,
right now, right? We're dipping into the oracle.
that's
We're dipping into
awesome.
the field. So,
Well,
uh,
and more water. And I
yeah,
mean,
and more water theme. Yep. And anyways, yeah, okay. Number 2. Well, thank you for coming and joining us in the private Zoom room. And today we are here for Her Power Connections Networking. I'm Lily McGovern, and as always, I'm so grateful to gather with this incredible community of heart-centered women. And whether you're joining us live or just watching us on Facebook, hope you have your morning coffee. And it doesn't matter where you are in the world, we're so happy that you're here. So, I would love if you want to share in the chat just one word. What are you grateful about today? I am grateful that it's a gorgeous sunny day here in Washington. We don't get them very often, so that's what I'm grateful for. And one of the things I love about this community is that we create space for deeper conversations. We're here to connect heart to heart. You can show up just as you are, no makeup required.
Yeah.
And we're heart-centered entrepreneurs, leaders, healers, coaches, creatives, and visionaries. who understand that your business growth and your personal growth are related and on the same journey. So, as Rainbow Warrior Mermaids, we bring together courage and intuition, action and trust, strength and softness. And perhaps most importantly, we remind one another that we don't have to navigate life's hills and valleys alone. So today's conversation is one that I think many of you, I know I will resonate with, about trust, about belonging, and about what happens when life doesn't unfold according to plan. How many people have had their lives veer off the course? They have the best laid plans, and then, something different happens. Yes, I see
Mhm.
hands in the audience. So, our speaker today is someone most of you already know and love, and that is our own Collie Rose. She is the co-founder of the Rainbow Warrior Mermaid Group, my partner in creating the HerPower Heart Energy Retreats in Brac, Croatia, and one of the most authentic storytellers I know. Over the past several weeks, many of us have been following her adventures in Croatia through Facebook and Instagram, and we've seen all the beautiful scenery. But today, she's going to share behind the scenes what was going on inside of her. So, we're going to dive deep into her consciousness, and she's going to share the lessons that emerged through facing uncertainty, challenges, unexpected moments of growth, and the realization that belonging may have far less to do with where we are and much more to do with our relationship with ourselves. She'll also be guiding us through a reflective experience before we move into breakout conversations later in the hour. So, Rainbow Warrior Mermaids, put your hands together. Please join me in welcoming my dear friend, Collie Rose.
Oh,
Collie,
thank you,
the
thank you.
stage is yours.
Thanks. While I am getting started here, can I give you a little job, Lily?
Yes.
Can you go into Facebook and
Uh-huh.
my profile and see if you can share the live into our Rainbow Warrior Mermaids group because I didn't quite get it there.
Oh,
But
share
it
the
is,
link.
yeah, well, I mean,
Okay.
it's running as a live, but it's running in my profile, so we can also share it into the group. That way, it's in the right place.
Okay.
I think if you just find the live that if you go to my profile, you'll find the live, and then
Okay.
you can just do a share and put
Oh,
it
okay.
the Rainbow Warrior Mermaids. Yeah.
I will try.
Yeah. And
I'll do
I
my
will
best.
try to talk about what I came here for.
Yay.
So, for those who don't know, I've just returned from my most recent trip. Oh, really quick, I also want to say a shout out to those who are watching us on Facebook because I know there are people watching. Hi, Amy, I know you're out there, and whomever else who hasn't shown up in the comments but also might be watching. I can't really watch those comments and talk at the same time because I'm not that great at multitasking, but if you're out there, know that we love you and we appreciate you watching in the Facebook world. So, yes, back to my story. I just returned from my most recent trip to Croatia. It was about 6 weeks this time. And if you haven't heard my whole story, Croatia is my calling. It's something that is beyond anything I can fully explain to you, but I know it's my purpose and my path to be there, to bring people there, and to be a spiritual force in that part of the world, whatever that means, but that's what the calling was about. So, it is truly a special and magical place that has provided so many transformational lessons for me over the past 8 years. And most of you have heard about Croatia by this point. That was not true. When I first started going there, people would say, "Is that close to Russia?" And it's not. Not really. So, not any more than Europe in general. So Croatia is all those things that you've heard. It is the crystal clear water. It is the beautiful villages. It is the incredible heart-centered people. And my Croatia story is all of those things, yes, but it's also something much deeper. Every time I'm there, I discover a new layer of the magic of that place, that land, but also another layer of myself. Those seem to unfold in connection to each other. And so the story that began to emerge this time was about belonging. And not so much belonging to a place, not belonging to Croatia per se, but really belonging to myself. And it was a realization that surprised me because I began to see how for so many years I've been searching for a sense of belonging here, there, and a few other places in between, never really feeling like I fully belonged wherever I happened to be. And there's a sense that there was a need to be accepted, validated, allowed, for somebody to give me permission to take up space. But this trip helped me understand something much deeper. Belonging isn't something that we find, it's not something we can earn, and it's not something that we have to prove to out there, whatever that means. It's really a relationship that we cultivate with ourselves. And this is the lesson that came to me through quite a few adventures, and not so much through the beautiful moments per se, although I was really lucky to have plenty of those, because that's good balance when you're having a lot of messy moments. And boy, did I ever have a bunch of those over the last 5.5, 6 weeks in Croatia. So initially, I arrived to Croatia with pretty straightforward head plans. I'm going to help a friend with some home improvement projects. I'm going to make some new local connections, and I'm going to buy a car. And then life took those simple plans and just immediately flipped them upside down and began offering complex lessons through them. So I found myself navigating language barriers, not for the first time over there, but probably on a level that was new, and working through this maze of what seems at times to be intentionally a convoluted government bureaucracy, and spending weeks solving problems that seemed like they should be simple, but they took way more time and effort than I could ever have imagined. And yes, there were moments of frustration and moments of exhaustion and moments where I wondered if I just completely lost my mind. And and then there was driving stick shift. So I know that many of you probably learned to drive stick when you were like 16, but I did not. So here I was, 50 years old. Actually, I celebrated my 50th birthday on the day that I arrived in Croatia. So just turned 50, yay. And I'm learning how to drive a manual transmission in a foreign country where everyone has been driving stick, I feel like, since they were like 7. So it was, me being a fish out of water for sure. There were hills, yes, everybody always, says, oh, the hills when we're talking about driving stick. But honestly, before I could even attempt those, there was just getting my feet to do what my mind knew they were supposed to do. So yes, there were stalls. There were many, many, so many stalls. And there were moments when I was absolutely certain that everyone around me was laughing, and that's because, trust me, they were. But what surprised me wasn't learning how to drive, it was learning how to be with myself while I was learning. That I couldn't panic and drive at the same time. And I couldn't catastrophize and drive at the same time. I couldn't be 3 steps ahead, worrying about every possible outcome. I have a very long story about that, but I won't have time for it today. Maybe I will share it in the group in a post later. But trying to plan everything out, I did try that. My mind tried, it didn't work. That's the spoiler alert. But what I found out is that the car demanded my presence and my relationship with it. I had to listen. I had to listen to the engine. I had to listen to the feedback. I had to listen to my body. And I had to notice when I was becoming overwhelmed, recognize when I needed a break, advocate for that break. By the way, my husband was the one teaching me how to drive stick. And yeah, well, you can just guess. We've been married for, almost 30 years, so him trying to teach me anything is not cool. It's not a pretty experience. But anyway, I had to really learn to accept that mistakes were not evidence of failure. they were evidence of learning. Mistakes are part of the process. Every time this car stalled, I had a choice to make. I could give up. I thought about it. Or I could take a breath. I could restart the engine and I could continue. And as I tried again and again and again, I realized something, that the real lesson for me here wasn't about driving stick. That'd be a nice practical thing. And actually, I did learn, by the way, by the end, I call myself, my level now is fair plus. If the grades are, awful, bad, fair, good, then fair plus, okay? But if you get in the car with me, just be forewarned, we're probably going to stall. So anyway, the real lesson wasn't about stick. The deeper lesson was about trust. And it wasn't about trusting that I would never make mistakes, but trusting that I could handle it when I in progress. Trust that I could handle. I think we have feedback on one of your microphones, Lily. I think. Maybe that's better. Okay. Yeah, so trusting that I could handle when things went wrong. And I think that's a super powerful lesson for all of us. And it doesn't just pertain to driving stick, but to navigating life, navigating our businesses, all of the things that we're trying to do, staying with ourselves. God, resilience was a big piece of this whole journey. And another thing that was really kind of with me throughout was signs. And some of you might know that about me, that I pay attention to signs. I love angel numbers. If you work with me, you will find out all my pricing is angel numbers. And it's also the little things that just appear in the strangest places and circumstances that you notice when you're really paying attention to the world around you. And throughout this trip, there were repeated chance encounters that I had with animals, with synchronicities, and just various moments that felt meaningful, felt like there was something more to it than what was on the surface. And the way I interpret that, those signs offered me reassurance and encouragement and perspective and a reminder that there is more happening than what we can immediately see. So even when things felt really uncertain, the signs kept reminding me that I had support, that I was deeply supported, that I could trust the path even when I didn't know what was ahead and I couldn't really control exactly how things were going to unfold. Signs to me are what remind us that we are in relationship with life, that we are participating and we're listening and we're responding. And more importantly, that we're not alone. We're not doing it alone, and we're not doing it for no reason at all. Sometimes things feel meaningless and frustrating. The obstacles keep coming at you. But really, that's what the whole journey is all about. Yes, paperwork is complicated. Yes, government bureaucrats are frustrating. And driving stick requires patience and practice, and uncertainty is always going to be there. But the signs remind me that there is a purpose to it all, that there's no accidents, and that I can trust myself and I can trust my path. The moments that changed me the most weren't those beautiful moments when everything was working or when I was having a nice ride on a boat. I liked those moments, they were good. But what I really come for is the moments that happen that nobody sees, where yes, I'm frustrated, and yes, I need help, and sometimes I just sit quietly by the sea and just allow myself to feel whatever I need to be feeling. And no fixing, no pretending, no spiritual bypassing, but just the honesty of being there and being real. And somewhere in those moments, I start to realize, belonging. This word starts coming to me. Belonging doesn't begin when everything works out, and it doesn't begin when everybody understands us, and it doesn't begin when we get it right finally. It begins when we make the decision to stop abandoning ourselves because of discomfort, because that's my go-to, when it comes to my emotional experience. I could literally, in moments with learning how to drive, notice that I had left my body because I was so overwhelmed and went into this kind of shutdown. And that was me abandoning myself. But when you stop requiring perfection and offer yourself compassion, you stop making your worth conditional on performance. When you stay with those icky feelings and you remain present and you choose yourself again and again, that's belonging. And that is the deepest lesson of this journey that I went through. And I learned I don't need to wait for anybody in Croatia to grant me belonging. And I think there was a part of me that was waiting for that. And now I feel like, yeah, I have a right to take up space there. I noticed that in a couple of experiences towards the end of the trip. One was really funny. There was this woman walking down the middle of the street, and she had this yellow dress on, and it was, I don't know, it was she was the larger woman. It looked like a big tent. It was kind of funny. And my reaction to it, I wasn't driving at the time, by the way, but my reaction to it was, hey, look at her taking up her space. My son, who was driving the car at that moment, was like, she is taking up too much space. But there was another moment in the grocery store where I was with a couple of American friends, and they were loud, and I was loud with them, and we were being Americans, and I didn't feel like embarrassed in that moment. And normally I would have. I usually try to shrink myself when I'm there and fit in and do the best I can to like smooth over with trying to be in their language and so forth. And I realized I don't need to do that. I'm never going to be fully them, and I'm not waiting for them to give me belonging that I already belong, because I belong to myself. And really that changes everything. So one of the reasons that I keep bringing people to Croatia is because this land has this way of stripping away what isn't true. That's part of the heart energy of it. It's getting to the real. It invites you into a deeper relationship with yourself, not the version that's performing, not the version that's trying to get everything right, but the real version, the one that's there underneath all the noise. So that's what our HerPower Heart Energy retreats are truly about. Yes, we're going to explore beautiful places. Yes, we connect with amazing women, but the deeper journey is that it's coming back home to ourselves and giving ourselves permission and finding our own belonging within our own hearts. Understanding ourselves more deeply, connecting to our lives more authentically so that we can live every day with more joy and more fulfillment and deeper purpose. So I would really love to bring you guys into my story. I hope that it was interesting for you, at least, and that maybe you could recognize some of the feelings that I had in yourself. But what we'll do here is I'll bring you into a little guided meditation so that you can connect with it on a deeper level and really feel the relevance wherever it's at for you in your life at this moment in time. So if that sounds good to everybody, what I'm going to do is invite you to close your eyes and get comfortable. And then take a nice, excuse me, where'd my throat go? Just a second. Wow, throat chakra. Okay. Let's take a slow breath in together. And let's take a nice slow breath out. Just allow yourself to soften a little bit. Allow your shoulders to release any tension that you're holding there. Feel your spine. Allow it to be straight, but comfortably so, not rigid. Take another nice deep breath in. Let it go. Now, I invite you to imagine yourself in a place where you have felt deeply alive. Could be a place that you've traveled to. Perhaps it's a place in nature. Perhaps it's a room, a memory, a moment. You don't have to overthink it. Just simply allow whatever is there for you in this moment to arise. And notice what you feel when you're there in that place. Place where you feel safe, where you feel at ease. Notice what that place gave you. Perhaps peace, a sense of freedom, perhaps connection, joy, belonging, home. And now gently ask yourself, what if that feeling didn't actually come from the place? What if that place just simply helped you to remember something that already exists inside? Take a breath and allow that possibility to settle in your chest, in your heart space. And now bring back to top of mind that area of your life where things feel uncertain. Maybe you have a question that the answer just isn't clear yet. Some kind of challenge that you're navigating. Next step that feels unclear. And as you think about that question, notice what emotions arise for you. Notice that you don't need to fix those things right now. You can just allow those emotions to be present. Is it frustration? Is it fear? Is it overwhelm? All of those emotions are okay. They're human. Take a breath and then place your hand over your heart. I like left hand over the heart. And silently ask yourself, what would it look like to stay with myself here? Not to rush to solve this thing, not to force it, simply to stay, to trust, to remain present with myself. What does your deeper wisdom want you to know today? Pause for a moment with that. Tune in deeply, listen, and receive. Just notice how even in those emotions, there is space for you. Take one more slow breath. When you're ready, you can just gently return to the room. if there's one thing that I hope that you take away from this conversation today, it's this, that you don't have to wait until your life is perfect to feel belonging. And you don't have to wait until you have all the answers. You don't have to wait till you're confident or certain or successful or healed or ready. Just allow yourself to embrace belonging as you are right now. That it begins now. It begins in this moment with just a simple choice to remain in relationship with yourself, to trust yourself, to stay with yourself again and again, no matter how many stalls, no matter how many times it takes. Thank you all so much for taking this journey with me today. One of the things that I've learned over the years is that while insight can arrive in a moment, meaning often emerges through conversation. So sometimes it's when we hear ourselves speak and experience out loud that we have a new aha about it. And sometimes it's when we hear someone else's story and recognize a little piece of ourselves in it. And sometimes it's just being there and being a witness for somebody else, or allowing somebody else to witness us. So we're going to head into breakout rooms here, and I'd like to invite you to carry whatever arose for you today during our reflection into those breakout conversations. And I will give you some breakout questions that can kind of get you going, get you into deeper conversation, but also, of course, please introduce yourself, who you are, what you're about. If you do have a soul-led business that you're running, let your partners in your breakout room know how they can get in touch with you and connect with you. And in terms of what we've just talked about, here's some questions. I will put them in the chat as well. Let me do that really quick and then I'll read them. Yeah, chat's over here. Okay, there we go. Oops, there. So first question, where have you experienced a sense of belonging in your life? And what was it about that experience in particular that made you feel at home? Number two, can you think of a time when life didn't go according to your plan, but the experience ultimately taught you something important about yourself? And the third thing, what would it look like to stay more fully in relationship with yourself during the challenge or transition that you are navigating in your life right now? What would happen if you said, hey, I belong and I can stay in relationship with myself and I don't have to have the immediate fix? You don't have to answer all those questions. You don't have to answer any of those questions. Life is optional. Everything in it is, except for death. You do have to do that. But take the questions with you. Think about them. If any of them resonate for you really strongly right now, lean into that one. And I am going to stop the live session here and encourage anybody who is on live, please join us next time in HerPower Connections in the Zoom room so that you can be part of our breakouts, because we love to hear your voice too.
And before we stop, thank you very much, Callie Rose, for your beautiful sharing of your experience in Croatia. And before we close out the live, I just wanted to announce that on July 2nd, Thursday, we will have a Rainbow Warrior Mermaids Cafe. And then on Thursday, July 16th, we'll have another opportunity just like this to come into the Zoom room, get to know somebody on an intimate, deep level like we're going to do right now. So thank you for tuning in to the Facebook Live. And now we'll see you later. And then we're going to talk with the people that we have here in the Zoom room.
All right. I'm stopping live. There we go.
Yay. And since there's 4 of us here in this live Zoom, do you guys want to go one-on-one, or do you want to just have this kind of group that we have right here? Who wants to have this group that we have here?
I like that plan.
I'm cool with a group, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Callie and I know each other really well. So Julianne, why don't you go first, and then Melissa can go next. Oh, you're muted, Julianne.
Oh, that happens every time.
Yeah.
You'd start jabbing away.
Get
Hi.
excited, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi,
just
everyone.
introduce yourself and then
Okay.
go to the tell us what you do, who you serve, and then go ahead and go to one of
Yeah.
those questions.
Well, I'm Julianne, and I'm so grateful to be here. Thank you, Callie, for sending me the reminder. I so appreciate that, because I would have been like, you know. Um, I have been on a very intense spiritual journey for a long time. I went sailing for 3 years on the open ocean. I'm a mom and mom of four, grandma of three, and I owned restaurants and had a normal life. Then I went sailing, and then all hell broke loose. Apparently, my soul had to go through some stuff this lifetime. But it's been it, I got placed in as a light worker. I got placed in where apparently I help bring out other people's darkness, but people don't like it when that happens, so I get targeted. And I've what you I really resonated what you said, Kelly, about feeling belonging comes from within. Most everything comes from within and then goes without. But I always say, you're whole. Once you stop trying to fill a hole, that's when you're whole. So truly bringing your home with you wherever you go is what I have learned. And that's it's great because it opens you up to whatever situation, to meeting new people and not having expectations like, oh, are they going to like me? Are they going to do the, you become who you really truly are. And that's been my biggest lesson in this lifetime. Um,
3 years on a boat will make you have to find your sense of
yes.
belonging where you're at.
Yeah, and I also realize that if you expect, in relationships and with men and with all this, if you expect other people to fill that for you, you're just gonna get disappointed because that's not where it comes from,
Yeah.
right? And it's um it's actually really freeing, that sovereignty.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. But I am in a place in my life right now. I have been through all that. I've basically brought down to zero again. So and Lily, it makes me think of you and your palette, It's like, so I am literally like, what do I want to put on my palette right now? Who do I want to serve? I have been put in front of a lot of narcissists.
Mhm.
So part of me wants to help people who are bouncing off of narcissistic relationships and in that sense. So I'm literally, I've got a fresh palette right in front of me today. It was the new moon last night and I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? I'm getting a lot of pressure from from the universe. I too see every sign, which can be overwhelming because I'm like, everything's a sign now, the ant on the ground. I'm like, oh, I got to get to work. And so I have to really pick and choose because it can become very overwhelming. And I know I've been put here for a big purpose. I because of all the intense spiritual um pressure that I've had. I'm here for a purpose, which puts pressure on me as well. So I'm learning to just take it one day at a time, be present, not get overwhelmed. But I'm really like, okay, what do I want to start with my palette today?
I
And
love that.
you guys showed up, and I'm like, this is amazing. I love these girls, and we're all, I think, in the same space as far as like women and learning and love and like creating. So it's just the perfect place right now for me, and I really am wanted to show gratitude for that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much for showing up today, Julianne. It's great
Yeah,
to see you
yeah,
again. And yeah, I really like what you're saying about tuning into what feels alive for you right now and following that thread. That's
yeah.
something that I am learning too is, rather than having the whole plan, being just present with myself in the moment, asking myself every morning, what is alive for me today? What am I excited about? What do I really need to have happen in my life today for me, not for anybody else,
Not
but
for
for
anyone
my
else, right?
own joy, right?
That's a hard shift because as women we tend to be like, okay, a mother of four, and it's like, oh, who needs my help, who needs this, and now it's really all about like, what do I want, how do I want to give back to this world in a way that feeds my soul. So
And then you find out as you go in that direction that all those other things, there's space for them to happen, and they
mhm.
happen in a much more joyful, pleasant, fully present way
Yeah.
when you're trying to do all those things, check all those boxes before you give yourself permission.
Right. I really like the word serendipity because the universe loves it when you just like kind of throw fate to the wind a little bit
Yeah.
and let them, and I tend as a I also had 30 employees for years and years. So I tend to like, take care and control and do this and do that, and they're like, "Come on, just surrender, surrender." So if you guys have any advice about surrendering, that would be amazing.
I know, I know Melissa does. Melissa, let's hear from you. Sounds like a perfect segue.
Yes, babe. Oh my God, I love you guys. Yeah, surrender. So you're working with your solar plexus because your solar plexus, your third chakra, wants to control. And so I love doing energy healing there, but you can also literally just put your hands there with maybe like a crystal, like you can grab any little like
Uh-huh.
yellow or orangey crystal and just literally say, I surrender, I release control, and take some deep breaths and just send that breath into the solar plexus. And that's like a perfect one for surrender. You could also do like salt bath and just say, I surrender anything not serving me, or I surrender control, and let send the energy down the drain with the water as the water drains from the bath.
Oh, great. That's awesome.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
love how
Yeah.
embodied both of those answers are, Mel, that, it's really like getting out of your head. And
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah. And that's what I found with this whole belonging idea, right? Is that it's not like I didn't know this on a head level, right? But it was just not embodied. And sometimes that's what is happening for us in life's lessons is, we're having to move through it in a way where we have to let go with our head and
Totally. Yeah.
It's
surrender
the
into our body.
persecution wound from other lifetimes where we've been deemed witches and all these things. Then there and so we have this innate persecution wound that we have to release. And I've been through the same thing traveling, right? Where I'm in Italy or I'm in this, I'm like, I don't want to offend them, but also like I am American and I do want to be authentic and I am going to wear all my witchy stuff and like just not care. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think as you get older, you stop giving a shit what other people think. You're just like, this is me. I'm just going to show up authentically. But there's a lot of work to be done that I'm sure everyone in this space has done around like old wounds and like past life energy, right?
Yep,
Mm.
of
Yeah.
course. Yep. Yep.
Melissa, just for, I don't know if Julianne knows who you are. Julianne, have you met Melissa before?
No, uh-uh. So glad
Okay,
No,
to meet
nice to
you.
meet you,
tell us
honey.
who you are and what you do. And are
Yeah.
you going by Mel now? Is
I usually go by Mel. I don't
Oh,
mind being
okay.
called Melissa. I'm
Oh,
totally
okay.
good either way. But
Sorry.
yeah, I have people call me Mel and Melly and Melsa and Melissa, and I'm cool.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a nutritional and energy healer. I'm a Reiki teacher, and I'm also a psychic. And so I work a lot with the chakra systems. I do a lot of work around deep healing with my clients, a lot of soul purpose, and then abundance activation. So I have a group called The Coven, and we do a lot of like manifestation work, like witchy rituals, energy healing, EFT tapping, kind of all the things. And then I also do spiritual retreats like these lovely women. So I
Love
have retreats in England and Ireland.
And you just finished your Ireland retreat, right?
Yes, and
Tell
you
us a
guys,
little bit
oh my
about it.
God, have any of you guys been to the West Coast, like near Dingle? Has anyone been over there?
No.
Oh my God, you have to go. It's so cool. It's so beautiful. It feels very like ethereal and like fairy-like. And we were right on a lake. The house is right on a lake. You can
Oh
walk
yeah,
down
I
and
saw that
dip your
pictures. It
toes in.
looked so beautiful.
Yes, yes. If anyone wants to come next year, let me know. It's so cool. And it was such a good vibe with all the ladies that came. It was so fun. Lots of deep work, but then also like the playing, right? With the having nice meals and going out to the town and all the things. So yeah, it was amazing.
I think that's what makes retreats, and I mean, even my experience, it's kind of a solo retreat in a way. In fact, I did give myself a solo retreat in the middle of it. But it's like having the beauty and the magic and the ability to, come back into that level of feeling comfort and even pampered, and like you almost need that as the counterpoint to the deep work that's going on.
Yeah.
It helps to
Yeah.
balance it out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be that perfect combo. And your retreat that's coming up, how many spaces are there typically? Because guys like to do intimate retreats as well, right?
We do. Yeah, we
Yeah.
do. So initially our plan was 10, but we've
Okay.
had a little bit of a constraint, an unanticipated constraint that came in with our Airbnb. And so we, like they've got 3 apartments and one got rented out long term. So
Okay.
we only have 2 apartments now. So that brought us to 7 spaces and we're full at the moment. Yeah.
Yay!
So unless I have several more people who all want to come in at once, yes, we could expand into a larger house, but I obviously don't want somebody to be one person by themselves in a separate house. That'd
Yeah.
be weird. So,
See you later.
I mean, I wouldn't send them off by themselves, of course, Lily, or I
Yeah.
would go with them, but it'd still be just weird, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah.
We would still feel
Awesome.
like we belong though, right?
Yeah, right. We'll make it work, but yeah, yeah. So, but it's I'm good with it too because I feel like like always whatever's meant to be is meant to be, right?
Totally. That honestly, that sounds like a powerful number when you said it. I was like, oh, that feels
Well,
really
and then
good.
we drew 2 sevens today, didn't we?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we got our last yes as we were getting into the session this morning. We had a voice
Yay.
memo that came in that they're in, so that's number 7.
Oh my God, I love that. I love
We
it.
we also pulled oracle cards, Mel. Would you like me to pull you an oracle card?
Ooh, yes, please.
Okay, it's from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Ooh, I got Yin card and you got Yang.
How cool is that?
Ooh. Of course I did.
That is bizarre.
Oh my God, I love it.
Wow, that's so
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, how does that make you feel?
Balanced and
That
powerful.
there you go. And it looks like a bird, right? It's the
Uh-huh.
two hands just with
Sweet.
a fireball in there and yeah, but it's the number one. So anyways,
Ooh, love that.
powerful card.
Yeah, it's like a phoenix rising. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it sounds like Julianne is
Yeah, it was
in the
that.
Phoenix Rising position right now. And I just got back from the Great Mother March and I've been picking up the pieces. um, just like having so much fun, having just ecstatically, exuberant times, and then also getting totally challenged and triggered and activated in my nervous system, walking on the side of the road, you know, not having control, not knowing where we're going to end up, not knowing what's going to happen. And so it's just been me feeling like I've been going up and down as I've been home, just really reassuring that little inner, 5-year-old, it's okay. It's okay. You don't have to do anything you don't want to right now because she
Yeah.
is alive and kicking. And so it was super super great to hear Callie talking about belonging because we were going to a new place every single day and just meeting people. I'm like, I don't even know where I'm at. I don't know what's going on. All I'm doing is sharing this big canvas for everybody to paint on, and you haven't, and I really felt like that point came that Mel, you talked about not caring or not really worried too much about what other people think, and I feel like I kind of finally got to that point, and I've really been listening and trying not to abandon myself, as Callie so aptly put it earlier, because there's a part of me that just yeah, I just got totally activated and triggered. And I was like, oh my God, am I gonna, what's gonna happen now? And so I had to gain 8 pounds, gained 8 pounds over the last couple months. And now I'm trying to release them. And it's still like, oh, I don't know. I don't think I'm ready to go back on the strict diet right now. And I think I need this extra grounding and feeling of protection that, everything's okay. So, that's where I've been at. And I took a little break from my inner circle coaching group, and it's been awesome. I've just been painting because I can and I love to, and not worried about, recording myself painting, which is always, a hindrance to me. I feel like in my spontaneity, having to like record this because, it could be for a class. And so just taking off all that pressure and just allowing myself to be and receive and all the goodness that I have in my life, and really remind myself that no matter where I go, there I am, and that I can take care of myself and I belong to me. And how great is it that even if I have a couple of extra pounds, that hasn't taken away anything from who I am or, what I've experienced in the past. And so just I guess the accepting part of it is what you were talking about, Callie, right? Like accepting yourself for who you are, where you're at right now. And that's what
Yeah.
I've been working on. So super timely for me. Thank you for all of your prompts and questions.
Yeah.
I will say I'm dealing with the same thing and it's protection. I know for me it's been from traveling and moving around and my nervous system's like, what the hell's going on? Um, and I would say honestly, honey, just not anything that's too strict or overstimulating is just it's not going to help because I kind of thought about the same thing. How strict do I go? And I'm like, it's like the nurturing, gentle Pilates, swimming, like being in your feminine, like lymphatic flow, like all of that. I think that's what I'm working on for me to like release, to shed, because I
Yeah.
think that's going to feel better for the feminine,
Right.
energy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I pulled that yin this morning and I'm just like, that's where I need to be. Like
Yeah.
super
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
gentle, super loving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
just like, it's the protective pattern that comes up of control, right? And it maybe seems unrelated, but you're trying to find some other way to control in your life
Yeah.
because you feel out of control over here, and so like, okay, what can I control? So I think you're
Totally.
absolutely right, Mel. Is like, we have to keep giving ourselves experiences of gentleness so that we can release that need to control, and we can see, oh hey, am I choosing this experience because it offers me control? Can I choose a different
Mm.
experience where I can be just more at ease?
Yeah, totally. And
Yeah.
you feel more powerful too. Like you feel like when you're just in that flow and that feminine energy, you just feel more powerful than when you're in the linear 3D muggle. I got to go on the diet pills, all that. It's like, no, like that's not in your power. That's like all the masculine patriarchal stuff. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, and there's so much of, am I doing it for me or am I doing it for some perception that I think society expects of me?
totally.
And I want
Yeah,
to fit, yeah.
yeah.
I just want to
Agree.
fit in my clothes.
There's that too.
You gotta get stretchy stuff, babe. That's the
Yeah.
Hey,
key. Flowy, stretchy stuff.
Lily, maybe it's the universe's way of saying, go treat yourself to new clothes,
Oh, there you go.
you know, changing the perspective.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
we
like new
are.
identity shift coming in.
I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
yeah.
identity may be changing, right? And the old clothes are our old
Yeah.
identity, right? And I don't know about you, but I
Mm.
have trouble letting go of things in my closet. So
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, it's like, oh, but I liked that version of me, right? And even though I
Yeah,
know, or I liked some aspect of that version of me, there's some part of it that I want to hold on to somehow, I guess. Even when I look at it and I go, I'm never gonna be that version of me again.
yeah,
To do that thing
totally.
again. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know. Also, maybe because it feels part of the story, part of what makes me me.
Mm.
But if that wasn't the best time in my life, like I look at all the career clothes that I have and I don't want to go back to that career for anything.
Oh,
But on
burn
the
them.
yeah, like the clothes are still there for what I don't know.
I know. I live on a farm and I'm watching six rescue dogs, and I like all I had before when I came was like heels and stuff, and now it's just like boots and whatever I can find, you know. It's
Love
but
it.
it's really fun. The thought of like getting in, you know, a suit or anything like that, even it's just so far from where I'm at right now.
Your skin just
Yeah.
crawls like, no,
Yeah,
Yeah.
no way.
You gotta Marie Kondo your clothes. Does it bring me joy? No, boop.
right.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I've got a collaboration coming up in July to do a clothing swap. So I feel that will be a really good opportunity to let some cute stuff go and feel like it's serving somebody else now and the chapter that they're in their life.
Right.
Nice. Love that.
That feels more fun than putting it in bags and sending it out to the Goodwill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those.
Yeah, that should be fun. Well, let's see. I think we kind of covered all the questions. What else is burning in people's mind right now? Anything?
Mel, where are you at? Are you back home or are you still in Italy?
I'm back home and I have like a couple more minutes and then I actually have a call. But yeah, I'm on a break right now. I was in Italy, then I was in Northern Wales and then Ireland, and so now I'm back in North Carolina for a couple months.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
So
And then
when
I'll
before,
when
head
is when are you back to Europe?
mid-August or early September, I'm not sure yet. And then I'll be back to Italy for a bit, and then I have my Glastonbury retreat in October. And then I'm trying to figure out if I want to stay in the UK or if I'm gonna head back. I haven't figured it out yet.
What are the dates for your October retreat?
The 5th through the 10th.
Okay, I was gonna say
You
14th.
had a conflict, right? Around
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
time.
Because I'll still
Yeah.
be. That's olive season, so I'll be picking olives,
Yes.
and then I come back and I've got a retreat here in the Santa Cruz Mountains, like the third weekend in October, I think. So
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
so Mel, before you go, I would love to get your contact information if you want to put it in the chat or
Oh, yeah, of course,
yeah,
honey. Yeah.
or you know, before I think I have Kelly's and I know I have Lily's and
Yeah. You
uh
must be on Facebook.
yeah, where's my
I can also give you like my coffee chat or my
yeah, whatever
yeah,
you want to put in
or my
there.
Spark sesh. Yeah, just to connect, but also I'll definitely reach out on Facebook.
Okay, good.
And do you have an event coming up, like an online event coming up anytime soon, Mel?
I do. I'm doing a free event on the 28th, and it's energy healing, it's like kind of goddess work and EFT tapping, but then it's a tour of my Glastonbury retreat as well. So it gives people an idea of just to introduce them to Glastonbury and like what you can expect there because it's such a cool like spiritual place. Have you guys been to Glastonbury? I can't
Haven't yet.
remember.
It's definitely on my list. Like I know I'm going. It'll be when it happens. You know what I mean? It's like I know the universe is going to say now's the time, but I have so
Yeah,
many Glastonbury people in my world, so I'm like, yeah,
yeah,
it's coming. I just I'm waiting for that. This is
the
the
right
one moment,
moment.
right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lily, have you been there?
I have not. No, I
Okay.
haven't been to Britain. It's in Britain. It's in the UK, right?
It's near Bath and Bristol.
I
Yeah.
have never been to the UK yet. I want to go.
Yeah. And Julianne, have you been there?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that's
super
what on my
magical.
bucket list is to go to, you know, the most spiritual places on earth. And so that sounds like one of them.
Oh, Glastonbury is
It's
definitely one of them.
it's the heart chakra vortex. So there's seven, right, of the primary chakras in the world, and it's the heart chakra.
Wow.
So yeah, it's really it's like you do really deep work there, but it's also just witchy and cool, and the people are nice, and
Mhm.
there's crystal shops and organic cafes and all the
So
sacred
cool.
sites, and yeah, it's really cool. So yeah, if anyone wants to jump into the event on the 28th, I'll send you the info.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hey.
So why don't you just post it in the Rainbow Warrior Mermaid group too?
Oh, totally.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
share it in there so everybody can. Because she was our featured speaker. I think last year sometime. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, ladies. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with us on this beautiful summer day. And hopefully, you guys will have a great solstice. a witchy solstice,
Oh, yeah.
and celebrating. That's this weekend, and there's a 24-hour paint jam. If you're interested, it's free. Whitney's going to be painting with a whole bunch of her creatively fit coaches, and just it's an opportunity to dive deep, break your patterns, and have some fun. And then hopefully we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, you
Guys,
guys.
Mwah.
Thank
so
you.
much. It's so great to see you, Julianne and Mel, and of course Lily.
Yes, thank you, Collie Rose. That was a beautiful talk today. Thank you.
Yeah.
Was.
Yeah.
Love you.
Talk to you
Bye. Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.